Rocky planets such as Earth, Mars, Mercury, and Venus are formed via an amalgamation process in which dust particles coalesce into larger planetesimals that eventually form larger planets such as those previously mentioned. Scientists believe that the rocky planets in our solar system were formed in a wispy cloud of dust and gas surrounding the infant sun. Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune are gas giants. They are formed in a similar way to rocky planets, except the dust particles that coalesce are replaced with gases. Planets above 10 Earth masses are termed gas giants. Gas giants are mostly composed of an outer layer of molecular hydrogen and helium and a thicker layer of metallic hydrogen. Mercury has a diameter of 3,031 miles, about 2/5 the Earth's diameter. The earliest known observations of Mercury were made by an Assyrian astronomer around the 14th century BC. The first telescopic observations of Mercury were made by Galileo in the early 17th century. Only 2 space probes have visited the planet so far. Because of Mercury's size and nearness to the brightly shining sun, the planet is often hard to see from Earth without a telescope. The ancient Romans named it Mercury in honor of the swift messenger of their gods. Mercury has no moons. Venus was known to ancient astronomers both as the morning star and as the evening star. When Italian physicist Galileo first observed the planet in the early 17th century, he found that it showed phases like the moon, varying from crescent to gibbous to full and vice versa. Venus's atmosphere was observed in 1790 by German astronomer Johann Schroeder. The first UV observations were carried out in the 1920s when Frank E. Ross found that UV photographs revealed considerable detail that was absent in visible and infrared radiation. Radar observations in the 1970s revealed the details of the Venusian surface for the first time. Venus is the closest planet to Earth. It's named after the Roman goddess of love and beauty, but its extremely hot and deadly atmosphere makes it impossible for any human astronaut to explore its surface. The diameter of Venus is about 7,520 miles, which is about 400 miles smaller than that of Earth. The Earth is estimated to be 4.5 billion years old. It travels through space at 660,000 miles per hour. The oldest rocks in the world, the so-called St. Peter and St. Paul stones in the Atlantic Ocean, are about 4 billion years old. Mars is the only planet whose surface can be seen in detail from Earth. Dozens of spacecraft, including orbiters, landers, and rovers, have been sent to Mars by the Soviet Union, the United States, Europe, and Japan to study the planet's surface. The first successful flyby of Mars was on July 14th and 15th, 1965, by NASA's Mariner 4. Mars is reddish in color and was named after the bloody red god of war of the ancient Romans. The diameter of Mars is 4,200 miles, a little over half that of Earth. Mercury is the only planet smaller than Mars. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. Ancient astronomers named Jupiter after the king of the Roman gods. The first observation of Jupiter dates back to the Babylonian astronomers of the 7th or 8th century BC. In 1610, Galileo discovered the 4 largest moons of Jupiter. The atmosphere of Jupiter consists of about 84% hydrogen and about 15% helium, with small amounts of acetylene, ammonia, ethane, methane, phosphine, and water vapor. Saturn has 7 thin, flat rings around it. A couple of planets have rings, but their rings are much fainter than those around Saturn. Saturn rings require at least a 15mm diameter telescope to see, and thus were not known to exist until Galileo first saw them in 1610. Saturn's diameter at its equator is 74,600 miles, which is almost 10 times that of Earth. The planet can be seen from Earth with the unaided eye, but its rings cannot. Saturn was first visited by Pioneer 11 in September 1979. It flew within 20,000 kilometers of the planet's cloud tops. Uranus is named after the Greek god of the sky in Latin. It is the only planet whose name came from a figure in Greek mythology as opposed to Roman mythology. The earliest recorded sighting was in 1690 when John Flamsteed observed the planet at least 6 times. In 1986, NASA's Voyager 2 interplanetary probe encountered Uranus. This flyby remains the only investigation of the planet carried out from a short distance. Neptune's diameter is about 30,200 miles, or almost 4 times the Earth's diameter. The planet was named after the Roman sea god. Galileo's drawings show that he first observed Neptune on December 28, 1612, and again on January 27, 1613. On both occasions, Galileo mistook Neptune for a fixed star when it appeared very close. Voyager 2's closest approach to Neptune occurred on August 25, 1989.